Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. As always, he's Commander Cocking.
And he is Captain Foley. You did not confuse me there.
Yep, that's good. Anyway, we're back again to talk to you guys about some interesting news. Again, we're a little bit late on this, but we apologize, but it's worth looking at. And
Yes.
Apparently there's going to be some new, there's a five-year plan for Star Trek, a 5-year contract, I guess. And some things are going to happen. Maybe.
Why don't you elaborate a little bit on that contract, and then we'll say what that might mean. I mean, what contract? Who? Why? Where?
Well, Alex Kurtzman has taken over the duties of producer and showrunner for Discovery, and he's also done a 5-year deal with CBS to maybe get some more Star Trek coming our way. Because I think the Star Trek that's on TV right now, not a lot of people are necessarily into, so they want to do some variety.
Divisive. There's a lot of people that like it, but maybe not the hardcore Trek fans.
Well.
But to be fair, if they can do one show for the general public and get those random people dollars, and then one to hardcore fans, we won't care if the Discovery is less good for us. We've still got our own Star Trek, because you can enjoy both. We'll just be less happy with those. I mean, what did you think of this news? Because I was thoroughly surprised because it was very random.
I was, again, same here. I was surprised. It came out of the blue. And it seems like they're just kind of trying to, make the fans happy by giving them little tidbits. Whether this will actually become anything, I have no idea. And I'm not very hopeful that a lot of this will come true. They've said stuff like this over the years that, they promised us certain things and we never received them. So the skinny is basically there's 5 new series that might be in the works.
Well, yeah. The inverted commas, 5 new shows that might be in the works. We'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they said that Discovery by the end of season 1 will start to move towards TOS. No, it doesn't. Just because the TOS Enterprise appears looking different doesn't count, because that's a different ship, a different thing, whatever.
Well, jumping off on that point real quick, I think we're going to start referring to it as the Discoveryverse, because I consider it its own universe, despite what the CBS says.
It's just safer.
Yeah, and then I can really enjoy it, because the Enterprise is fantastic looking in this one. So, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. So they also said, that Rod Roddenberry and Nicholas Meyer were attached executive producers and consultants. Neither did a single thing on it, and there were reports that neither were happy about the direction, and Rod especially chose to sort of step away and not do anything. So they've done a lot of these sort of little publicity things that don't mean anything to try and drum up some ratings and some people. Because again, if you subscribe for All Access for 1 month, they've made money off you. So a lie, not necessarily if they have ideas to do 5, then they might get more people being positive, and they need all the positive press they can get with how much controversy they have from the hardest core fans. And while yes, we are a smaller minority than general people, we're the people that will buy the DVDs and the Blu-rays and the costumes and the props and the phasers because we actually have the super fandom. Random people won't, because why would they? But 5 shows, I mean, we said that, and they also, Trek had its golden age, which was Voyager, TNG. Well, you had DS9, TNG, and then you had Voyager and DS9 with TNG movies. That was obviously the golden era, plus a ton of video games.
Yeah.
And that was the first sort of cinematic universe of its kind, where things are linking, and obviously could have, should have, would have been more. That would have been great, but we were too early for that. Now with Avengers and stuff all linking together, obviously building a universe that has links would be great. Why not tell a mini? I mean, we said the anthology show. Why not tell a 6-episode arc on Netflix, one from a different ship perspective, just do a fully Klingon, there's unlimited things you can do. Unlike Star Wars, the Trek universe is even more broad. That's one of the things people complain about Star Wars, is that there's only a few stories you can tell. It's always Empire versus Rebellion with a super weapon. Even Last Jedi, it was a super weapon of a ship that's super big, that can destroy you, that can detect you through hyperspace. That's still a super weapon, a weapon that's never been done before, seen before, and can do anything. Whatever. 2 super weapons, because now you can hyperspace attack a ship that's never been done before. That would be obviously... Come on, those X-Wings should have kamikaze into the Death Star. I mean, enough holes, you could... Straight through the...
Yeah, just a random robot-controlled ship. Just slam into...
Straight through the power core, you know exactly where it is. Oh no, explosion! Stupid writing. But 5 new shows, I mean, the idea of a show has also changed. You know, a 10-episode miniseries on Netflix is still a season of TV, but it used to be 22 to 40 minutes. Now you can do 6 episodes, 8 episodes, that are any length. So they could just literally be a 6-episode miniseries, and I'd be fine with that, personally. I mean,
yeah, so let's just go through what they've kind of proposed here.
And is it worth saying
rumors?
nothing's confirmed? This is just like rumor stuff that some and we don't know. When rumors spread, they get out of control. You know, the whole anthology idea was sort of a rumor, but then some people said it was never really the idea. It was so early on that it was never really into practice. So I mean, rumor. The Star Trek 6 thing was apparently never in the plan at all. So someone said that one time, and it became a rumor that spread like wildfire. So there's levels of rumor. Go for a Stuart.
Well, these are kind of officially unofficial, I guess, because they are kind of... Anyway, so one is the idea for a Khan mini-series. So a limited series, probably 6 episodes, something like that. And apparently when Nicholas Meyer left Discovery, he went off to work on something Khan-related. That was the other rumor way long ago.
Like 8 months, 9 months ago, yeah.
And we haven't heard anything from Nicholas Meyer, so who knows about that. That could be a possibility. Now keep in mind, guys, we're just going to go through these real quick, and then we're going to do separate episodes on each one, how we would like to see it, what we would like to see, things like that. So we're not going to get into too much detail.
Okay.
The next one is an animated Star Trek series, which again could be anything, could be any era, could involve some people we already know, which we'll mention in a second, but we're not sure what's going on with that. Again, that could be an anthology. That'd be perfect for an anthology series. Another one is Starfleet Academy, where we look at the cadets at the academy, and you know, it's kind of a teen drama thing, probably, I would assume, which would be fine, I guess.
Well, they've got people from Gossip Girl and CW writing it.
Yeah,
I mean, that is literally their bread and butter. And I just want to jump in there before the last one. I mean, these ideas are literally the ideas that have been bouncing around for 20 years. You know, they almost made Star Trek 6 an Academy story. They almost made an animated JJ show. Almost made an animated, concept art for another. You know, these are the concepts that have been around for literally 10 to 15 years. So these are not anything new, but they are sort of the bestest ideas. That's why they've been, up to the top, because you can't just do another another exploration show. It's the same format.
Now they said 5 show ideas, but I think this 4th one and the 5th one are kind of the same thing. The 4th one is an unknown top secret project that they're not giving any information on, which really that's what you announce.
I mean, at that point, it's just a little concept that's been not even been greenlit. It's like, we have a 5th idea. Let's say 5, because 5 is better than 4 in press terms.
Yes. So there's the top secret one, but then there's a rumored 5th one, which involves Patrick Stewart coming back in a limited series again, probably 6 episodes, whatever, as Picard. And he's kind of hinted at that himself, and I don't know about that, but so there's kind of 5 there, but I think the 4 and the 5, those last 2 are kind of the same thing.
And this is where the rumor part gets huge, because he didn't hint specifically at being in the thing. He just talked about Trek for once. But then, and that was so minimal, and I personally talked to him last year, and this was not on his plate, even conceptually. But there's a proper news article site said that the verbal agreement's been done. No contract, but verbal agreement. So that I was like, suddenly this is legitimate. It's like Vanity Fair or someone, it's like a big news article source. It's not just random blog number ABC. And they were saying it's most likely to be animated series. He'd be in. So again, rumors kind of. Well, but to be fair, if you've got him, get him do both. I mean, hey ho, he's a huge name to get. I mean, you had Kirk come back for all the movies and sort of. I mean, Kirk was really an untapped resource. If you hadn't killed him stupidly in Generations, he could have been in TNG.
Well, he was in the novels, right? I mean,
they were good.
Those are pretty good, I gotta say.
That'd be a good movie. Evil Janeway, and some really good stuff in those.
So, I mean, those are the 5 outlines. We are, like I said, we're going to come back and talk about each one in depth, because there's a lot of stuff we want to talk about with these. There's so much potential, and what we would like to see personally. So, stay tuned for those. But I mean,
you're welcome to hire us as showrunners or writers for any of these shows, any of them.
Consultants, we're good.
Yep,
we could help out.
Yep.
So, anyway, guys.
Well, what do you think overall, Esther? I mean, announcing 5 new piece. They're not necessarily shows. They could be miniseries, could be web series, they could be anything in between, because those things will change. What do you think about the idea of this many, and why would they announce it now?
I think it's highly unlikely that we're going to get all of them. The chances are we might get 1 or 2 at the most, and even that I find slim. I don't really have much faith in that. I think the reason they announced this now was because of the disaster that is Discovery, changing showrunners. They changed Brian Foley, they changed the visual effects team. Yeah. They just kicked out the 2 showrunners and put Alex Kurtzman in place there. So I think it might have been a little bit of damage control, saying, guys, ignore this bad stuff over here. Look what we could be doing. And I think it's just a distraction tactic on the part of CBS. And I hope that's not the case. I hope we get at least one of these, even one. I would just love to see an animated series, running, the same time as Discovery. That's something different. So, if you don't like Discovery, you can enjoy something else, Star Trek. But if we get one of them, I'll be happy. Whether I have faith in that, not really. I don't think this... like you said, these are ideas that have been kicking around for decades, as far as ideas, so...
And it's weird, because we know the budget thing was weird, that Netflix supposedly paid for season 1, but they weren't really overly, truly happy with the product. It wasn't what they necessarily signed on for. It did make its money beforehand, that's because no one saw the show yet. But CBS All Access subscribers dropped off a cliff in terms of the Trek stuff as soon as it finished. So, there was a correlation of, well, whatever. And they're not forking up the money for this season, and then the previous showrunners went super over budget for the first 6 for unknown reasons. So that has to come from the next part of the show, and it was last season was the most expensive season of Trek ever, and it did not look it. It might have had some nice set pieces, but some of those sets look like, if you light a set darkly and lots of depth of field, doesn't like it doesn't, you don't scream value. It lets you do simpler sets for more, whatever. The money was spent in the wrong places, whatever. So my guess is that if they do these series, they really are just like, it's more a case of, right, we're going to give you the equivalent of a TV movie budget, but a bit more. Go make 3 parts of 45, which is basically a movie, but we'll do it in 3 parts, so we don't need a cinema release. So, this is just a exclusive thing, 3 parts. You can get a lot of good content in that, but it's paced like a 3-act episode thing, which lets you not have the same contrivance of, the build, the villain, they can be a bit more cool with it. And then the budget-wise, you can really keep the budget small and get people's interest and do the anthology we always wanted. I'm just talking broadly about all of them. So I think we're probably going to see, and obviously Starfleet Academy will be cheap as anything. So I think they're thinking, let's do cheap other versions. So if they can lift the brand from the controversy, then everyone will watch everything. If they can get everyone watching everything, they'll make more money overall. Especially since you need people to be all access. If you can have multiple smaller cheap shows. And we've talked about how you can do cheap stuff, even with a full anthology green screen show, you can do those cheaply and very effectively. Which is why I said Discovery wasn't very good for its money. Because, you could just do it better than that. Or smarter than that, anyway. I think that's probably they won't do a full 22-episode season. It'll be...
Yeah. Well, if they do an animated show, I can see them doing that. But
yeah, they'll be half hour and they'll be 22-minute. Which I'd love to see. But so shorter, test the water stuff, I think.
Well, I like the 45-minute 3-part thing because I think that could work for Picard. Absolutely, an older Picard. Something going on there. But I think, as you said earlier, we're going to talk about this in more detail. But I think Picard coming back for an animated show with Brent Spiner and stuff would make a lot more sense. Because they have aged. So. But anyway, I think that probably wraps this up. Like I said, we're going to talk about these in more detail because I'm really excited to talk about that stuff. But until then, guys, you guys can help us out. Pretend we're the Packlids, and you're smart. You can make us go, and you can make us go by going to Patreon /Trekyards or clicking the link in the description below and helping us on a monthly basis, or head on over to trekyards.com. You can click the donate button there. So. Just pretend that we're the Packlids and we're not that smart, but you're smart and you will make us go because we need to keep the show going because we love this stuff.
Be the Geordie. Be the Geordie. Everyone loves Geordie. Be our Geordie. Or just, share this show, share these discussions, share this network, subscribe, make sure you click that bell notification. That's very important for the YouTube things to actually work for some reason. And show us to your friends if you like what we do, like our discussions, and obviously let us know what you think. And on the general side of these things, there'll be lots of discussions about all individuals. What do you want to see? What do you not want to see? Because that's also kind of important. And are you excited? Because this could be another golden age? Although with Kurtzman in charge...
Yeah.
Not as...
That's a great note to end on. Thanks. It's just depressing.
But hey, if
It
we
could be
all the
good.
shows, we'll have a lot of ships, a lot of tech, a lot of costumes, a lot of things to talk about here on Trekyards.
Yes, so that's a good thing.
There you go, that's the end note to end on.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon. I'm Captain Foley.
I am
Bye-bye.
Commander Combs.